Hello, my name is David Delusa. I am the owner of Halloween Blast. Now, have you ever wanted to go to a haunted house that's very scary? So one of your friends says, let's go to this haunted house called the Catacombs. You finally get there, but it's in a church. Why is that haunted house in a church? Never heard anything like that. But there's more to it. And tonight, we're going to find out in this interview. Get ready, people, as we do the history of the Catacombs. Hello everyone, welcome to Halloween Blast. Now we got some few special guests with us.
I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you.
Kevin.
Welcome to the Catacombs.
Jason, welcome.
And we're doing the history of Catacombs / St. Pascal's. This is we have a little history behind St. Pascal's, you know, before it turned into the Catacombs, as we all know today, or some of you do. But we're gonna go a little deeper into the history of the Catacombs and St. Pascal's. So it's gonna be one big huge interview right now with some very special people. Now, how long have you worked for St. Pascal's? Let's start off with Kevin.
This will probably, I'm over 20 years I've been involved with Haunted House. My son was in preschool here, and I started helping out here, doing some electrical work, and now he's 24 years old, so.
So you put your time in this building.
Yeah, but it was going here before that too. I actually took my wife on our first date here 30 years ago.
Oh wow.
So it's been going for a while.
So that's a special, so you have like a bond to this haunted house.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best way of putting
I
it.
mean, to have your first date here, I mean,
And all my kids work here. I went to school here too.
you went to school here?
Yeah, I graduated in 1978, so I know that there was no haunted house in '78. So
If y'all don't know, this is actually a school / church / haunted house. So it's like all mixed into one. So it's more than just a haunt, which we're gonna find out today. And this, Jason, how long you worked here at?
About 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, came 14 years ago. Came with a bunch of my friends. A few of us are still here. Just came here to help out, and 14 years later, I help him run the whole thing.
Okay. So when did St. Pascal start? Like, when did it start?
well, that's been a thing of debate there. I want to say maybe around 1980
Wow.
it started. I still don't have the final dates because it used to be in the school and they used to just hang sheets up there, and then they moved down to the tunnel under the church. It's actually return air for the heating system. It's one big tunnel under the church. So half of it was all filled up with desks, and the story I heard too is there was a creative writing class in the school, and so one of the teachers set up different stations in there, and what they found out is they kind of scared some of the kids that were down there, and then all of a sudden, oh, that's a good idea. So they kind of moved it down here,
So
into the tunnel. So that kind of the start of it.
so this started in 1980. You said, right?
I want to say 1980.
So
yeah.
that's, you know, you guys have been around for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
Statesville, 13 floors, you know, none of them have been around that long. I mean, the
Yeah.
biggest haunt, Statesville, has not been around for 30 years. I mean,
Yeah, and this is just a school fundraiser,
this is
and it's
just-
been going every year.
and I come to St. Pascal's like, you know, people don't know the story, but I used to be scared of haunted houses. I never liked them. So, you know, me doing all this is like, if you told me I would have done this a long time ago.
Really? You said no way, huh?
I tell you, no way, I would never step in a haunted house. But St. Pascal's, along with Dream Reapers, got me back into the hunt, you know, and I started working for haunted houses. And it all started with Dream Reapers and St. Pascal's. And after Dream Reapers shut down, I still continue coming to St. Pascal's. I've been coming here since probably 2011 or 2010 or something like that, around that
Thank
time.
you.
So, you know, I come there every year and stuff, and this place is, you know, it's a special place. It's a special place in my heart for like St. Pasco's, now Catacombs. You know, I just love it because not only because it's cheap, but because also the actors here, you know, they just coming out of school, so you know, and you know these kids are doing it for fun and stuff, and they, you know, they're good at it too. They're
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves on using live actors here too.
Yeah, there's no animatronics. This is like probably the first haunt that doesn't have animatronics. You know, other places do have animatronics. This doesn't, and they still scare you. I mean, the video should be up now about us visiting the catacombs. I mean, you guys seen the video. These actors were just going crazy. You know, you expect this from 13 floors or something. No, this is a haunted house that you don't really hear about.
Yeah, and nobody gets paid either.
Yeah, and you get all this action. So that's why I love coming to catacombs because, you know, it's not a big name, but they do very well for a small
We
haunt.
do it because we like doing it.
Not a big name, but a lot of big scares.
Yeah. So who started St. Pasco's?
Well, I'd have to give credit to the first, the engineer that used to be here. His name is Bob Tubert. And he was involved with Haunted House for a long time, right up until I started in '96 probably. So he's been involved for that. You know, then he retired, and then another group of people came in, and we were friends there for a long time. And then people move on. You know, one of my best friends, Jim, he kind of retired from Haunted House last year, and he's been involved a long time with that too. But there's been this haunted house has been built on the backs of everybody else that's come before us too. You know, and tried to make it better every time.
So this is like, it gets passed, you know, one person gives it up and then
Yes.
passes the torch.
Mhm.
You know, that's how somebody just formed this.
Yeah, yeah. It's like an apprenticeship. You know, you find the right apprentice, and then you just you know, you move on.
But that's amazing how you guys take the torch and you guys keep it alive, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very special. That's amazing, you know. So why did they pick a church? Well,
Well,
think you answered this already.
actually, it was in the school, actually just for a school fundraiser. And they realized that, you know, you can make some pretty good money with it too. It just happened to be on the church because that was the only place that you were able to do it. And we get to keep it up year round
That's
too.
That's amazing. Now I know one question everyone wants to know, you know, because it'll still pop up on Google, you know, St. Pasco's Haunted House, but now you guys are changing to the Catacombs. Why the name change?
Well, that was a group effort there too to try and rebrand ourselves because it had the word, you know, a school attached to it, that it was kind of low budget and low scare. So the idea was to change the name and to kind of give it, you know, kind of a new direction maybe. But you know, St. Pasco's Haunted House had a brand name already too. I mean, it was everybody. You go around anywhere in the neighborhood, hey, you heard of St. Pasco's Haunted House? Yeah.
Right, like it's like people who come here for a long time. You know, me.
Yeah.
You know, my brother, my sister, my family. They still call it St. Pasco. So when I tell them, hey, you want to go to the Catacombs? They're like,
Yeah. What's that?
where's
Yeah.
Catacombs? I was like, oh, that's St. Pasco's. Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Why they changed the name?
We still use both names to this day. I mean,
Yeah.
Catacombs is the name of it, but we still pride ourselves on the history that this.
And then the
has.
school now has changed names too, where it's Pope Francis Global Academy now, and we do the fundraising for that. But you know, we kind of everybody knows it's St. Pasco's, so I mean that's why you kind of just go with it.
So who came up with the name Catacombs? Was it you or Jason?
Yeah, it was a group decision. We have a committee of people that are our peers, and you know we brainstormed one day a bunch of different names, and we said that the
Started
Catacombs
crossing
was
off names that we didn't
you know,
want, and then it ended
process
up
of
being-
elimination, and came up with the Catacombs.
Now, can I ask you what kind of names you had before Catacombs?
Before the Catacombs, we were the Underworld, Halls of Horror.
Yeah, Haunted Manor it was, you know, called that. So there has been different names attached to it, but St. Pasco was all in the front of that. And Underworld, the last pastor we had, he goes, yeah, we don't want that name. You know, so I was like, okay,
Especially,
you know, no
especially
problem.
since you walk by a church and they all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Misconceives that there's something else
Yeah.
going on when there's.
And there's not. I mean, there's nothing. It's all just scare stuff down there. There's nothing occult about it at all. You know.
Now, let me ask Jason this question. You know, what made you want to work for the haunted house? Like, you start as an actor, a manager right away?
I started out as more or less an actor here. I worked downstairs in a room that me and a bunch of my friends designed, and you know, as time went on, I got roped into doing more work here and hooked into doing more, and you know, still act to this day though. That's my paycheck. You know, once I'm told I can't act no more, then maybe I'm not going to be doing this no more. But that's my release or whatever you want to say.
Now, who are the characters you play? You said you act, so.
My full-time character is Psycho Santa. I'm a deranged Santa Claus. But I have another character that I've kind of put him to bed for a while, and his name was Scary. That was the name of him. But he's had a good run. I mean, I was him for about 7 or 8 years, and then I decided to do Santa Claus thing.
This guy right here.
That's me there.
Were you the guy in the
Gown.
the
Hospital
hospital
gown.
gown?
yeah.
Yeah, blood. Didn't you used to walk around with the IV
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
had,
You were kind of our mascot there for a while. You know?
I mean, I still, you know, he makes his guest appearances every so often. I make one this year. You never know. You have to be here every night to find out. But he's its own person. You know, he's an animal.
And he doesn't break character.
Yes. You know, that's something that we pride ourselves on. All our characters, we try to make sure that they're always in character. You know, that you never know who's around or what's around. So, you know, even in the back rooms, even when you're using the washroom, it's character all the time.
Yeah, and we were filming on Friday the 13th. We were doing that video that we did, and all them stayed in character, no matter where they went. And like allow them like to, you know, amp it up a little bit, like especially your clowns, you know,
Too many clowns.
shave his head.
We have too many clowns.
For real.
It's opening night. Everybody's all jacked up. Lots put in the tank there, waiting for that night. So.
Yeah. So, I know you came here, Kevin, on your first date to this haunted house. But what made you want to work here? Like.
Oh, I just came to do the electrical work, like just to fix stuff. And I like the gadgetry, you know, like working on the gadgets and stuff like that. And yeah, I never really dressed up. I dressed up a couple of times, but then that wasn't for me. You know, I'd rather just work on the animatronics and the, you know, all the lighting and all that too.
So you're the mechanic for.
Mechanic, and then I run the operations for the run itself, you know, when it's on.
Yeah. So if I ask you, who was your character when you played for a couple of nights?
It was just a guy with a welding mask and Carhartts and an axe. That was and a chainsaw. You know, but that was only probably 1 or 2 years.
Chainsaw scares everybody.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, since we're on you, Kevin. I know you don't really haunt and stuff, but you're behind the scenes, so you must see some crazy stuff. So what was your favorite haunt memory? What was the craziest thing you ever seen happen at St. Pasco's?
Well, I mean, there's so many. There is so many.
You get to pick two. What would it be?
One was he was riding a mini bike out in front of the school in his scary costume, and he got out of control and crashed into a hay bale. I still laugh about that when I think about it. And then we used to have a Frankenstein door down there, and it was kind of before I started, but my partner Jim, that was here before, and another guy, Bailey, used to do Frankenstein, but their goal was to bust that door by the end of the night. And sure enough, they had big wooden clogs, like 2x4s on their shoes to make them stand up, and they would knock on the door and then kick that door open as hard as they could. And their goal was to bust that door by the end of the night.
You know, were you working here when that happened?
No, that was only a couple years before I got here, but I've seen it, you know, and that was pretty funny.
Now, Jason, the same question goes to you. What's your favorite haunt memory or couples?
Probably the best one would be when I was scary. He probably had to be about 13, 14-year-old kid. You know, plays a tough guy. I'm not going to get scared. And, you know, I just whispered to him that I always remember. And as I talked to him, and, you know, he wouldn't get scared. He stood in front of his dad like, you know, he doesn't get scared. You know, there was a long line. It was a busy night. You know, it was probably a good hour line. So, you know, as we're working the line, I'd every so often turn around, look at him, and just whisper the words I remember. And you know, as if each time I did it, he got his shield broke down a little bit more and a little bit more. And now from standing in front of his dad, now he's on the side, and a couple times later, now he's behind his
come
dad.
out of nowhere and start yelling at this kid.
You know, I'd hide behind the door and just whisper it while he walked by. We got to the entrance of the haunted house, and I was standing behind the door, and I just walked out and said, you know, I remembered, you know, and he didn't even get past the entrance of the door. He turned around and walked right back out.
He was
Dad.
crying.
He was crying,
oh,
and
yeah.
you know, it was kind of made me feel like what we're doing is, you know, we're entertainers at the end of the day, you know. His dad walked up to me later on that, you know, as they were walking out and said, you know, my son's he's not going to sleep right for days. And I said,
Kind of sadistic.
you know, and I said, you know, in my way, he got his money's worth, you know. You don't come here to go, you know, jump around in a ball pit or a bounce house. You come here to get scared. Yeah. And, you know, I obviously did my job.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that people, you know, I used to be a haunter. I worked at a couple of haunted houses, but people come here and they think they're going to get scared. And so, you know, there's a lot of people who don't get scared, but there's some people who come by and they get entertained, and they're like, man, I love that. I'm going to come back because that place was so amazing and stuff. The actors were on point. And
It gets to a point, if you're not going to get scared, have fun. You know,
right.
If you have fun,
I
it's
think
worth
people come
it.
for the adrenaline rush, really.
Yeah.
The shock scares.
We don't have the big sets, you know, like Statesville does. I mean, they do a great job of what they do, but we pride ourselves on the sudden scare. The scare you don't see coming is what we pride ourselves on.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to, you know, name no haunted house now because I don't want to, you know, say nothing bad, but I've been to a lot of haunts. And on Friday the 13th, I was filming. A lot of your line actors were like, they were so amazing. They were like in your face. They were, and you don't see that at these other haunts. Maybe some you do, but some you don't. Like these guys were like, when they got one scare, they were on that person. They kept on that person. That was amazing. Like you don't see that, and like your actors are crazy. I'm gonna tell you.
And,
They're
like,
crazy.
and then you ask people, how long you been waiting in line? They look at each other, I don't know, an hour maybe? You know, so they don't even know how much time has gone by.
Now,
They don't care either.
Right.
No, I'm gonna ask.
Because they're being entertained.
Now let me ask you, Jason, because I was on Friday the 13th. I think I don't know if it happened. It was this year or last year, but one of the actors told me that there was one kid who walked in the door to go buy his ticket, and they scared that kid so bad he walked right back out the door.
It happens not just this year, last year, it happens every year.
Yeah.
Thank God for us, we have a no refund policy.
Yeah.
So if you get scared or not, it doesn't matter. You don't. We'll scare you at the front door or while you're walking out the door. So
We'll scare you as soon as you pay your money.
yeah, we want you to
Right,
get your
we don't
money
want to scare you
first.
before you.
And on Friday the 13th, that happened. And one kid paid for his ticket, and the actors jumped on him, and he walked right back out and never came back in.
He never even made it downstairs. Didn't even make it out of the line.
You know,
didn't even make it
every
in
time
the
we see
line.
that, every time we see that, we go ka-ching.
So, what's your goal for these Catacombs now? Like, what's the next step? You know.
I mean, at least from my point of view, it's to keep the standard that we provide every year. You know, we're a haunt that's changing every year, just like all of us are in the industry. But to be able to keep the scare level the same, be able to change with the times of new ideas and new concepts, but still be able to keep the same scare level, you know, high level.
And you guys are already planning for next year. I mean, you guys are not even done with this year. You're already looking towards the
Oh,
future.
yeah. Well, you have to keep it fresh, really.
And the stuff you have now, I walk through, you know, as a camera person, the films and stuff, the stuff you have here is like amazing, you know. You know, they don't have it down at haunts. You know, there's just one room. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
they
say.
will, though. After they come through here, believe we went to other haunts and we're like, oh, look at it.
There's just one thing. I'm not gonna say what it is because you know, you guys had to come and see it yourself. But there's one thing you guys have. It was amazing. You know, I don't know if you guys want me to say it or
No,
keep
let
it
them come and find out for themselves.
Yeah, let them find out for themselves. And like, and the stuff you guys have planned for next year, I'm not gonna say either. The stuff you have, it's gonna be amazing. Like,
Oh, thank you.
you know, I'm already. You got a pre-sale for next year already?
We're always ready to take any tickets for any year.
You want to give us your money, yeah?
Yeah, pre-sale tickets for next year, no problem.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I think, you know.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming,
You know, so thank you, Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jason.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
All right, this has been Halloween Blast with the history of St. Pascal / Catacombs. check us out at xwfacebook.com. I mean XW Halloween Blast, Facebook.com, or YouTube, or Instagram, or whatever. And check out St. Pasco's. Where are you guys located at?
6143 West Irving, scarypopcorn.com or catacombshh.com.
All right. We see y'all next time on
See ya.
on Halloween Blast.
Come get you.